Well, guys, we've made it to this movie. Welcome back to some more reviews. I'm Horrorboy465, aka Nate Murphy, the Explorer 4 here. Welcome back to some more reviews. And today I'm getting to the last film in the original franchise. I still talk about the remakes, but as far as the original franchise goes, this is the last one. And the original franchise ended with this movie when it really shouldn't have. I think it should have ended with H2O. Even though I'm not a fan of H2O, H2O did end the franchise. Personally, I'm not a fan of H2O, Halloween H2O. 20 years later, not a fan of it. Just not a movie. It's a movie that I think is overrated. It's a movie that I'm not a fan of. I have already done a video of why I'm not a fan of Halloween H2O. Basically, I think it's overrated. I think it's a very overrated movie. It's not total garbage like this movie is, which is what I'm reviewing today, Halloween Resurrection. But still, it's a bad movie. It's, in my opinion, it's way too overrated. I have no clue. I have no clue why it gets so much praise, why it gets said to be better than Halloween 3 and 4, why it's said to be one of the best ones in the series. But at least it ended the franchise on a good note. Jamie Lee Curtis decapitated Michael Myers. The original Halloween theme song came on. The movie ended. And in 2002, Halloween Resurrection came out. Halloween Resurrection gets a 4.1 on IMDb, directed by Rick Rosenthal, who had made Halloween 2. Halloween 2, I think, is just as a perfect sequel. I love Halloween 2. It's a great sequel. But to think that the same guy who made Halloween 2 made this movie, made this abomination, made this garbage movie. This is a useless sequel. This was not needed. It is a giant pile of dookie. A giant pile of dookie. This literally is so pointless. And yet this, as you guys can see right here, this movie does get featured. It gets a commentary, deleted alternative scenes with record commentary, webcam special with director commentary, photo gallery, tour of the set with production designer Troy Hansen, on the set with Jamie Lee Curtis, headcam featurette, storyboard comparisons. I have no idea why this movie has that many features. I'll get into the story in a minute, but as of right now, this movie, I don't know. I mean, the movie is useless. The movie is pointless. I have no clue why the studio decided to be this greedy and decided to make this movie. This was not needed. You did not need another Halloween movie. Halloween Resurrection was completely unneeded. And Halloween Resurrection is just a crappy big pile of dookie. It's a crappy big pile of dookie. It's a sequel that is unneeded, unnecessary, and it's just a freaking, bottom line, it's just unneeded. And it's a crappy movie. There are a few things too I thought that were decent. Busta Rhymes did a good job, but the rest of the cast, in my opinion, sucked. The guy with Michael Myers in this movie did a better job than the guy in Halloween H2O. The guy with Michael Myers in this movie brought a lot of intensity to the role. I like the look of the mask in this movie right there. And the mask in this movie doesn't shapeshift. You know, it's one mask, very serious looking mask. Very, very different design. Not different design, but, you know, more of an angry look for the mask. So the mask in this movie doesn't shapeshift. I like the design of the mask. The guy that played Michael Myers did a good job. As far as you look at it as a slasher flick, I mean, you got some decent practical effects. You got some decent death scenes. I didn't mind the atmosphere of the Myers house. You know, add a little bit of atmosphere to it. I really can't think of anything else. I mean, the idea of there being an 8th Halloween film after H2O, Michael Myers gets decapitated, it's completely unbelievable. And then the freaking excuse. The excuse of how Michael Myers comes back is completely just unbelievable. I literally watching this movie, I really can't believe the studio would really do this and come up with this idea that is complete trash. That's complete bullcrap. And it's an idea that does not make sense, which I'll get to in a second. I'm just releasing my I absolutely hate the sequel. I mean, it's a sequel that is unneeded, and it was not. There did not even be an 8th Halloween film after H2O. H2O, like I said, I'm not a fan of it, but it ended the franchise on a good note. You know, the ending, the third act was great. The finale was great. It ended the franchise. You did not need any more Halloween sequels. But the movie, as far as problems go, there's a lot of problems. The majority of the cast sucks. In the beginning of the movie, they kill off Jamie Lee Curtis, which is completely freaking terrible that they would do that. They killed Jamie Lee Curtis off after she fought Michael Myers in the previous film and faced her fears and rose up and fought Michael Myers, you know, stabbed him, pushed him off the balcony, and then freaking chopped his head off. And this movie, in the very beginning of the film, you know, she's in a mental institute, and you find out that the twist is that she had actually killed an innocent man. It was actually an ambulance driver. Michael Myers had crushed his larynx and dressed the guy up like Michael Myers. And thus, when Jamie Lee Curtis chopped off Michael Myers' head, it wasn't Michael Myers. It was a paramedic guy. But that does not make sense. It makes zero sense whatsoever. The logic there, it doesn't make sense. There's zero logic to that reason. Because A, the guy at the ending of Halloween H2O, Michael Myers got thrown out of a windshield. He rose up like Michael Myers usually does. He got hit by a freaking ambulance. The ambulance rolled down and crushed Michael Myers back and hit him and rolled up and crushed him. Now, if it was a normal guy, how is he still alive? Maybe he could still be alive. But still, I just don't buy it. Because why would the guy rise up like Michael Myers? Why would the guy attack Jamie Lee Curtis? Why would... I'm sorry, just to the ending of Halloween H2O, I don't buy that guy survived all of that. Getting thrown out of a windshield, getting hit by an ambulance, down a freaking hill, and the ambulance falls on him and crushes him. Now, I could see if Michael Myers survived that, because Michael Myers is like pure evil, and he'll survive it. But a normal dude would not survive that. I'm sorry, he wouldn't. Getting freaking thrown through a windshield, hit by an ambulance, rolling down a hill, and getting crushed by the ambulance. A normal guy wouldn't survive that. I'm sorry. That's not, to me at least, my personal opinion, I don't think that's possible. Also, why did he not take off the mask? I get he couldn't talk, but he could took off the mask, and then, and she would have seen his face and realized it's not Michael Myers because his face wouldn't be all burned up and stuff. The guy just all had to do was take off the mask, and Jamie Lee Curtis wouldn't chop his head off. So that is just the idea and the fact that the studio wanted that much money that they would go to this length and do this and come up with that bullcrap excuse for another Halloween sequel. Jamie Lee Curtis gets killed off. Most of the cast sucks. I didn't like the score. Now, I might have said in previous videos I thought the score was okay. There's maybe one song I liked in the movie, and that was the main theme, because it's sort of like a slow build-up, and then, it's more... I thought it sounded better than Halloween H2O's theme. It's like a slow build with the piano, and then... It's done well. That's the only good piece of music in the movie. The rest of the score I thought sucked. Busta Rhymes in the movie did a good job. A lot of his characters pretty entertaining, pretty funny. The bad part is when they made him do karate and karate chopping and kicking and hitting Michael Myers and go, oh yeah, that's when it got bad. Now, as far as Busta Rhymes' acting goes, I mean, he did a good job. The character was funny. He was entertaining. That's what I mean. Like, Busta Rhymes' character and maybe the lead girl. I mean, she did okay. Not anything special, but she did okay, I guess. So maybe two characters, but Busta Rhymes gave a great performance in the movie. He did a good job, gave a great performance. But the fact that they would make that they'd come up with that idea for Busta Rhymes to karate chop and kick Michael Myers, it's just a stupid idea. It's a stupid idea they would do that. And just the idea alone of Busta Rhymes karate chopping Michael Myers. It's just stupid. The movie also can get very stupid at times because some of the characters' reactions, they're not that good. There's a couple of like lame jump scares in there that don't even work. That's what I mean about jump scares, is that especially anymore, like any more jump scares, they're quite common in horror films nowadays. But if you're gonna do a jump scare, at least make it work. If you're gonna do a jump scare and not even scare me, there's no point to doing it because it gets annoying. I swear in this movie there's about 3 or 4 jump scares that don't even scare me. That didn't even scare me. That get very annoying. The movie is cliche. It's kind of a cliche slasher flick. The cast pretty much sucks. The characters, there's nothing to the characters. At least in previous movies like Halloween 3, you had Tom Atkins, and you had the lead bad guy, Jamie Lee Curtis, Danielle Harris, Ellie Cornell. There had been leads in the past that did a good job. Here, you got this one girl who's the lead heroine. I think it's the Sarah Moyer character played by Bianca Kailich. I mean, she did okay. Not anything terrific or great, but she did okay. But the rest of the cast sucks. I mean, you got typical characters. You got this one guy who's like a chef. At the same time, you got the lead girl. She's like doing this whole online dating thing. This guy named Decker, and he's pretty much this kid in school, getting ready to go to this Halloween party, and he's talking to the lead girl on the internet and stuff like that. And I mean, the idea also of them going into the Myers house and the whole reality TV show theme, but with a live webcam and stuff like that. I mean, it was a decent idea, not anything great. Although I just didn't feel like it didn't really go, because it could have created suspense. That idea could have created suspense because you're not really seeing, if you're seeing it through the, that's sort of like found footage, you're seeing it through the camera. Could have made it a little bit suspenseful, and it's also a different idea. Could have made it eerie and creepy. it didn't really do that. It was just you get occasional shots of the cameras and stuff like that. There's nothing much to the suspense. And another thing, there's just no suspense. It's not eerie. It's not creepy. The atmosphere of the Myers house was decent, but besides that, like the beginning of the movie's atmosphere was not that great. But as far as the story goes, it starts off with the bullcrap reason of there being another Halloween movie is that Jamie Lee Curtis actually killed a paramedic who had his earrings crushed, and Michael Myers swapped outfits, and Michael Myers then appears at this mental hospital, kills a couple of the guards, goes into the room. Jamie Lee Curtis fights back and hits him like a lamp or something like that. She runs to the rooftop to trap up. Michael Myers gets hung upside down. She's getting ready to stab him, but he does this, like starts holding his head like he did in the previous movie. So she has to make sure she has to make sure that she's not going to kill a regular dude. So she goes to check underneath the mask. Michael Myers, of course, pulls her over the ledge, stabs her. She goes, "I'll see you in hell," and then falls off, and Jamie Lee Curtis dies. And it's all done like the first 15 minutes of the film. This movie sucks. I can't believe it, man. The first 15 minutes of the film. The first 15, not 30, 40, not an hour in. No, the first 15 minutes of the film, Jamie Lee Curtis was killed off in a freaking mental hospital, and now she's being blamed for now she ended up killing a regular person. It's freaking bullcrap, man. It's freaking bullcrap. And then we get introduced to these new characters. They're going to be in this reality TV show. The lead girl is talking to the Decker guy through the internet. The Decker guy and his friend are going to this Halloween party, and while the live stream is going on, Decker and his friends start watching the live stream while they're in while the lead girl and a couple other people are in the Myers house. And while they're in there setting up this reality TV show, you find out that it's a little bit faked. Busta Rhymes has put, props in there and stuff like that. And then pretty much Michael Myers comes back to the house, starts killing the people at the house. Gets some pretty decent death scenes. I mean, a girl gets decapitated. Another character gets stabbed in the head. The chef character gets stabbed 3 times through a door. One guy gets his head crushed. Trying to think. Towards the beginning of the movie, the 2 security guards, one gets decapitated. You don't see it, but you do see it in a washer. The head's rolling around this washer, and then the other security guard gets his throat slit. I really can't remember any other death scenes. I think that's about it. There's one girl character. I know that she gets decapitated. One guy gets stabbed right in the head. The chef character gets stabbed 3 times with knives through this door. I really can't remember any other death scenes. But it all leads to, towards the end of the movie, Busta Rhymes, the lead girl, the only characters left. Michael Myers stabs Busta Rhymes. You think he's dead, but he's not. The lead girl gets chased a little bit by Michael Myers. She ends up going into the garage area where she finds one of the characters dead. I believe it. Well, I'll see the DVD over there. But she goes into this to the garage and finds the character Sarah Mower. That's actually the lead girl. But or is it the lead girl? I don't know. I think I might have read that wrong. I think it was Daisy McCracken. No, I mean it might have been. I really don't care about this cast at all. What I meant to say was that it's not Bianca. It's beyond. I think it's Sarah Moyer. Bianca, I think that's the lead girl. What the freak ever. She goes into this garage and finds a character dead. Then Michael Myers comes into the garage and a fire gets set. Busta Rhymes comes in, does some kung fu or karate, and chops Michael Myers and is fighting him. Michael Myers then starts fighting, and Michael Myers throws him across the room. Then the girl gets these two cords, electrocutes Michael Myers in the private area. They get out of there. Michael Myers gets pushed into these other wires, gets shot to death, and then pretty much the rest of the garage burns down. End of the movie is where Busta Rhymes and the lead girl, they survive, and pretty much that funny line where Busta Rhymes is like, extra crispy. Myers looking extra crispy. It was a pretty funny line. It was a pretty funny line. But trying to read some of this because I'm trying to get the rest of the cast here. Because I don't know if that's the lead girl. It might be Bianca Carrich or whatever her last name is. I think it is. I think it's the lead girl, Sarah Moyer. I think that's the lead girl. But they pretty much walk off. They survived it. Michael Myers, of course, the movie has to end with a sequel sort of ending where Michael Myers in this morgue. This girl, she pretty much asks who it is. Guy goes, "Oh, it's Michael Myers." And then Michael Myers, when she opens the body bag, wakes up and has this hilarious sounding "Roar!" When he wakes up. It just lays there and goes "Roar!" Awful. Freaking awful, guys. It's freaking awful. Halloween Resurrection, it's complete garbage. I mean, I really don't know what else I don't know what else more I can say about Halloween Resurrection. I mean, it's been said to be one of the worst ones in the series. I agree with that. It's a horrible sequel. It's a garbage, complete pile of dookie sequel that did not need to be made. And it really is an unnecessary sequel. Halloween H2O ended it on a good note, or at least the ending did. I'm not a fan of Halloween H2O, but the ending ended the franchise. But it just did not. Halloween Resurrection did not need to be made. It's an unnecessary sequel. It's an unneeded sequel, and it's complete crap. So yeah, I mean, it does have some good things to it. Busta Rhymes did a good job. Lead girl did the rest of the cast though was pretty bad. As far as a slasher film goes, I mean, you have some decent death scenes and decent practical effects, decent atmosphere of the house, of the Myers house. I really can't think of anything else. There's no suspense, no tension, nothing like that. The score pretty much sucks, except for the main theme. The one piece of music in it is the main theme that's actually pretty decent. And the movie just altogether sucks. It's a movie that it's just awful. It's awful. But anyways, guys, I don't know what else I could say about Halloween Resurrection. It's an awful film. It sucks, and it's an unnecessary sequel. But guys, that's my rant on Halloween Resurrection. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next review. Bye, guys.